Welcome back to Trending Today, where we spotlight the brands transforming our everyday experiences. I'm your host, Lauren Hubbard, and let's get started. Today, we're featuring TurboTenant, a game-changing platform that's revolutionizing property management for landlords and tenants alike. With a suite of intuitive tools, TurboTenant simplifies the rental process, making it more efficient and accessible. Let's dive into their story and see how they're reshaping the rental landscape.
I'm Seamus Nally, and I'm the CEO of TurboTenant. TurboTenant exists to make landlording easy for landlords with 1 to 50 units that want to manage their own process, makes it less time-intensive, intimidating, and makes it easier for them to reach their financial goals.
I'm Sarah Capra, and I'm a principal product manager at TurboTenant. Many landlords have full-time jobs, and if they don't have full-time jobs, they're just as busy on the go managing the day-to-day or trying to grow their portfolio. So the most powerful tools for landlords are those that meet them exactly where they're at, whether that's out and about, on their phone, in a mobile app, or on their computer at a desk. Another powerful tool that they rely on is automation and trying to apply that to as many parts of the rental management process as possible, whether that's sending automated reminders to tenants to pay their rent or letting landlords or tenants know when a maintenance issue has been resolved.
So the inspiration for TurboTenant really came from our founder, who was a landlord himself, and he was looking at the market, trying to understand what software he could use to manage his own properties. And most of the software at that time was for property management companies that were for large multifamily properties. There was nothing available for individual landlords that wanted to manage it themselves and not pay an arm and a leg in subscription fees. And out of that, TurboTenant was born. It's designed for that 10 million landlords throughout the United States that own 1 to 50 units, primarily single family units, and want to manage it themselves.
My name is Brent Dugger, and I'm a landlord. I've had a great experience being a landlord. It's part of our retirement program. With the career that I have, we don't really have a 401k or things like that. My wife and I have decided to start purchasing rental properties and be a landlord so that we can have a good retirement program. I have friends and colleagues that have rental properties that have had issues with finding tenants. They've had issues with marketing their property, just issues with management overall, or using a property management company that they're not a fan of. TurboTenant allows you to put that back in your hands and make it a very smooth process.
I'm Harrison Stevens, and I'm the Vice President of Marketing at TurboTenant. Most landlords, they're going through their day-to-day, they're managing their properties, and then something happens. They have a problem. There's so many things that our software can provide to you, but education is one that sometimes makes more sense for us to just provide free education to you. There are so many unknown unknowns when you enter into buying a property and renting it out and becoming a landlord. What's the right laws for your lease? How do you deal with emotional support animals? How do you deal with all of these things that there's no guidebook, there's no online class that you can just take to become a better landlord? So we created the Be a Better Landlord series to start educating landlords throughout their entire journey so that they can take care of their tenants. And if they can take care of their tenants, we've seen that tenants then take care of their property.
An increasingly powerful tool that landlords need to leverage is, of course, artificial intelligence to help increase the speed and efficacy of various project management tasks. So this could be anything from setting up their listing and marketing that on different websites to creating a lease agreement that's compliant with state and local laws. One of the things that TurboTenant really helps with in the process of setting up a listing and leveraging AI is one of the most time-consuming parts of that process, which is creating a description for their property. So landlords are thinking about what's the most compelling description that I can create, what are the key words that I need to use, how do I make sure I'm incorporating everything that tenants will want to know when they're looking at prospective properties. And TurboTenant has what is called an AI description generator. So instead of the landlord spending a significant amount of time thinking about what their description will be, we automatically generate that for them by pulling in information they've already provided to us.
TurboTenant works to make their rental income passive. So we understand the vital aspects of being a landlord is filling your vacancies, screening tenants, leasing, collecting rent, and then maintenance requests. TurboTenant brings that all into one tool that acts as a system, reducing our landlords' time spent managing their rentals to less than an hour a month.
TurboTenant takes the fear away from managing your own properties. TurboTenant's really your one-stop shop for property management if you're going to self-manage your properties. It allows you to set up a lease. It allows you to screen tenants. It makes the process a lot easier for both you as a landlord, but also the tenants. You can keep everything in one spot. You can talk back and forth with the tenants over the software as well. As a landlord, it just truly makes my life easy.
So as a landlord myself, it always felt like I was at it alone. So we created multiple different ways for landlords to work together. We have a landlord forum and we have a landlord community on Facebook. And then we also have our social platforms that create communities naturally. And this gives this sense to landlords that they're not at it alone. You can ask a fellow landlord a question. You can ask for advice in really detailed scenarios and get other people's opinions on their experience and what they've done in the past. And that you're not doing it alone feeling starts to go away. And you become part of a group that's successful, that makes you excited about being a landlord and hopefully growing your portfolio.
We know how important it is to meet landlords and renters where they're at and be able to address issues in real time and communicate in the moment. When there's a maintenance issue at the property, landlords can't afford to miss a maintenance request or a message from a tenant. When they're out and about purchasing materials to fix a maintenance issue at the property, they want to be able to quickly snap a photo of that receipt, document details in their account, and have that deduction automatically transferred onto their Schedule E so they don't need to worry about it during tax season at the end of the year. And then, of course, all landlords are concerned about finances, so they tell us that they're frequently in the TurboTenant mobile app, checking the status of rent payments, making sure that their tenants are paying on time, and reaching out to them as needed.
Most independent landlords operate with an uncomfortable feeling of unknown. There are so many things out there and so many scenarios that are unique on a regular basis to landlords, or at least it feels that way. Because when you talk to 100,000 landlords on a regular basis like we do, you learn that these things are repeatable challenges. And that kind of information is really easy to share and provide that education to people. And that's usually the fear that a lot of landlords are experiencing, is the unknown. And being part of a community and using a software that keeps you kind of in the guardrails and lanes that keep you successful eliminates that fear, and that's a big part of what TurboTenant is trying to alleviate.
TurboTenant makes my life a lot easier. I've been using TurboTenant since I became a landlord. It takes some of the guesswork out, with the contracts that are provided and how those update according to things going on, like in the state of Colorado. It just makes it to where I can rely on the software to help me manage the property.
Time is money, and having a great system in place to manage your rental properties is really important for landlords to not only feel efficient, like they're doing a good job, but also feel like they've got it under control. And so what TurboTenant does is it implements a system as you use it for landlords through filling a vacancy, screening, leasing, rent payments, and even helping with maintenance requests. It's an all-in-one tool that really gives you that system so that you feel really confident in what you're doing from a management perspective. I'm Seamus Nally, the CEO of TurboTenant, and we are trending today.
To learn more about TurboTenant and explore their innovative property management solutions, please visit turbotenant.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and podcast for more inspiring stories from brands like these making a difference. Until next time, I'm your host, Lauren Hubbard. Keep trending, and I'll see you soon.